Did they hand these out on set?
No, I got it when I got to my hotel room and shit, which was super baller.
Standard.
Right? We were saying at the Standard, it was my room was the pimpest shit I've ever seen.
The thing that like pissed me off the most about that is like that was during when you battled QP.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same weekend.
Yeah. Same weekend. So I'm like, oh shit, fucking.
I was shooting until like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I heard the fucking schedule was fucking trash.
It was kind of ridiculous.
And they're like,
I mean, to be honest though, I only had like I had to show up for one day for like costume and just to get everything all situated, and then it was basically one day of film work. So I was hella excited the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, yo, I'm on set.
Yeah.
Like I got to meet fucking Charlemagne. Which was super tight. Caleb, who is like one of the coolest dudes ever, like the main character in the movie and shit. And like when I texted my daughter to ask, because as soon as he started talking about like basically what he was like, where he got his notoriety and whatnot. It was like through Disney, I believe. And I was like, oh, word, I'm sure. I was like, I have a 10-year-old. I'm sure she knows who you are, So I text her, and I'm like, yo, do you know who Caleb Worthy is? And then she hits me back like, are you kidding me? I love him. And I'm like, oh, okay, word. And then
damn, that's awesome.
We're just chilling, chopping it up. And I'm like, yo, man, do you mind if I like send my daughter like a Snapchat of me and you just like chopping it up? And he's like, bro, of course, I would love to. He's like, I've watched everything that you and like Ill and
so you like did a bunch of research.
Oh, a shitload. When I like went to the set for the first time, pretty much every person that has like an actual integral role in the movie, but who wasn't a battle rapper going into it, came up to me and they were like, yo, it's so nice to finally meet you. I've seen everything you've done. Because Joseph is a massive battle fan. Yeah. And he like wanted them to understand not only the state of the current scene, but where it came from. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
He wanted them to be like well researched on it so they understood, like the why it is the way it is today, basically. It was so fucking dope though. Literally every character was just like, yo, it's so good to finally meet you. Jackie Long, who's like another hella well-known actor, he was like, yo, the GOAT's here. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. That's for sure. Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, that's nuts. And like your character in the film is
super low-key. It's me and Il. Me and Il are like fans in the crowd.
Word.
It's basically like we're watching, I think we're watching a dumbfounded battle. We're watching dumbfounded battle this chick to begin with. And
I'm so hyped for this movie.
It's gonna be dope. So they're battling each other, and it's basically me and Il just like perceiving it as it happens, because they both take like a unique angle, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to see the movie. Of
course.
So they both take a unique angle, and we're like, yo, what are they doing right now, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really fucking tight though. And Joseph was saying he wanted it to be similar, a human version of like the Muppets in the balcony, like sort of trolling as things are going along, you know what I'm saying? But we just got like, we had a couple of lines each. It was dope to be a part of, no question. And then being like they had almost everyone you can think of that actually battles in the scene, like as a part of it, which is crazy.
Tight.
So people who are familiar and who are longtime fans, they're gonna like feel the comfortability right off top. You know? Especially obviously in everything in a battle setting, people are gonna be like, "What? Like, is that Big T? Is that Pat? Is that Roan? Sharon? Everyone?
Lux,
Lux and Hollow have like pretty. It's
crazy.
amazing. Yo, Lux is such a natural, like Hollow too. Really like comfortable on camera, but Lux has like such like he has one of like the larger than life presence about him kind of thing, like he's just such a natural for just being on screen, man. This shit is crazy.
Man, I'm so excited to see that movie. And people are like, oh man, it might be bad. I'm like, who cares?
I don't care.
What the fuck? Like, all that matters is that you're seeing the people that you really like on screen in a pretty authentic way too.
And Joseph was very serious about, he wanted like the visual aesthetic of the battles to look and feel as real as possible. Like the way he had it set up was insane, man. It was dope as fuck. He's such a meticulous dude, and as a fan in the scene, like he was aware. He's like, yo, I know there's so many like diehard battle fans who are gonna have something to say about this, but that's why I want as many layers of authenticity as I can add to it, know, and I mean, he did a great job of it.
Yeah.
Such a cool dude, too.
Yeah, he's awesome. Before they shot that movie, he came and I showed him the bunker. Actually, the day I signed the lease at the bunker. And I'm like, you want to use this? Because he was like hitting me up. And I forgot, I think Alex, Kid Twist was like, yeah, like, I want to put you in connects with Joseph Kahn. We're shooting this movie about battle rap.
Word.
And I heard you just got a venue. And I'm like, yeah, I just signed the lease today. Right. And I showed them it. And they were cool. Like, I just think they wanted a bigger space because that warehouse that
it had a kind of an Oakland Metro feel to it, though. It really did, which was cool because that's what the movie's supposed to be set in Oakland to begin with. But it had like the way I saw the camera shots going back, like in between takes. It looked and felt kind of like a Metro vibe. It was dope, man.
That's crazy.
Really dope.
Yeah, I'm excited as fuck for that movie. Yo, like even the trailer, I was just
the trailer's awesome.
Yeah, the trailer is dope.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Diz at first was like frustrated with it too, just because he thought it was too much him, which is crazy to hear Disaster say.
Yeah.
But he wanted everybody else who was a part of the movie to be like in it equally and maybe tell the story a little bit more or something. I mean, I fucking love the trailer, and I watched like a couple of reaction videos of the trailer with people who have no familiarity with the scene, and like everybody looks blown away from that alone, which is fucking great to see.
Yeah, that's super fucking tight.
And then of course you have people who know Diz right off top, so they see the trailer and then they see Diz start and they're like, what Disaster? Oh, it's fire.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm super fucking hyped in that movie. And I feel like everything, like all my little like doubts about it, it's like it just goes like away when you're like, man, at the end of the day you're seeing like your peers on screen in a fucking like, who would have thought the fucking director of like Eminem and Taylor Swift music videos would make an entire fucking feature film
basically
about
the number one music video director in the world. That guy's directed so many incredible music videos. It's ridiculous. And I mean, it was tight. Even the first movie that he made, Detention, when he like reached out to Heads from Our Scene, we were blown away from that to begin with, and then to see him just be like, no, I want like, to get as many people involved to make this as real as it can possibly be, while still following the storyline and the script, of course, too.
Yeah, there's like everybody under the sun in that movie, man. Like we were saying, like Lux Hollow, fucking Iron Solomon, and it had eyes. They flew them out for like a day.
Very quickly, I remember.
Yeah, and it like really frustrated me because I'm like, how can I utilize all these people in LA?
For
like,
sure.
The place you guys were staying at, the Standard, is like literally 5 minutes away from the bunker.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of frustrated when I was like, okay, there's a battle and they're shooting. Smack, Lux are all Hollow. They're all in town. Pat, I'm like, come to the bunker and be at this battle.
Yeah.
And they didn't, just because
a couple heads did. Hollow was there.
Yeah. At the time, I didn't know that you guys were shooting until like fucking 5 a.m.
Yeah.
The schedule
people
was
were just
asinine.
Drained for sure. And I mean, you probably had some people who were there later.
Yeah, nuts, fucking crazy.
Main characters, especially.
Yeah,
like I could understand why Dumb wouldn't be there until like the very end or something like that.
Yeah.
He was on set until like 5-6 a.m.
That's nuts. Yeah,
it was hella fun though.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was a good experience.
Oh, it was dope.
So you guys had like speaking lines, right?
Yeah.
That's
like
dope.
four lines each, something
That's
like
cool.
that. Yeah.
How many like takes did you do?
We did it in 2 takes.
Really?
Like we did it, or maybe 3 takes, but we did it once as just like a run through, just to like get our pacing right.
Yeah.
And then we ran it one time like filming, and Joseph was like, yeah, just a little faster pace, just so it's more of a natural conversation.
Yeah.
And then dead on.
Wow.
And then we've shot it from like a different angle too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's tight.
But yeah, we each got it. We got our shit in like 2 takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And fucking what Twist and Madness are battling.
Yeah, and now just today it got announced Sharon versus Big T is also going to be a part of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's fun. They're like making a goddamn event.
Let's go Big T, bro. Fuck the
Big
bullshit.
T hasn't been battling in a while.
He battled Mike P, and it just hasn't dropped recently, but on URL he just battled Mike P. And apparently it was a tight battle.
Yeah.
Nobody got like washed apparently, so I'm cool with that. Like, either way. I know Mike P has like a huge buzz right now. You know what I'm saying? So if people are saying he had a debatable battle with someone, then that means it probably was actually a debatable battle.
For sure. Have you watched it? You did watch Glueezy versus Geechee, right?
Yo, fire.
Yeah, we just watched that on Watch with Il Mac and Chase.
That is a great battle.
Yeah.
Both of them killed it.
Insane.
Yo, Glueezy's second is the best round of that battle.
Yeah.
But Geechee's first is fucking unreal. Yeah. The first round from both is crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to call.
Yeah, like Glue comes out just snapping, but I thought Geechee had like harder hitting lines. When he had the shit about the white kids sniffing glue.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
But man, what a great battle. All the, like 3 rounds through, too. No fuck ups, no like tapering off. They both killed that.
Yeah, I would not be mad at people saying that's the battle of the year.
Yeah.
Like it's like when I watched it, I was like, this battle is fucking incredible.
I watched it twice in a row. That's how I knew it was really good. I was like, yo, I need to peep this again because I couldn't call it on one watch.
Yeah.
It really, still to me, it's a preference thing. It all comes down to who anyone thinks won the third, in my opinion. And it could go either way because Geechee it was a super like, I'm gonna out-reel you type of round. Yeah, but he still had good lines in there too.
Yeah.
And fucking Glued, just stuck to just snapping on him pretty much every line.
Yeah.
Fuck, what a tight battle. Yeah, he's really tight, man.
He's always in the fucking the chats too. Like when we do the live, he's like always watching, so he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, straight up.
Well shit, man. So outside of battle rap.
True.
So you live in Las Vegas. You moved out here because of your career, right?
Partially, yes. Okay. I lived in California. I lived in LA at the time with some super close fam who I lived with for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we were both basically on the verge of like moving out of our house, or she was on the verge of moving out of the house, and I was already thinking about it because it's significantly cheaper than Cali to live out here, like no question. I've always, living in like the Monterey Bay, which is even more expensive than LA, and even living in LA, I'd never had lived alone ever since I had moved out like of my folks' house. I'd always had roommates and shit. So this was a place where I could come get my own place that I could comfortably pay for, you know what I'm saying? And I had just recently on top of that acquired a sponsorship through Tournament Poker Edge, which is like the coaching site that I work for. So coming out here made more sense because now I can put in even more volume online, making training videos, coaching my students face to face as opposed to just only in Skype, because I have like a dozen students who I coach for various, depending on who it is and what we're talking about.
You do this in person?
I can do it in person if the people live in Vegas. Like we can just live review. But usually I just do it on Skype and we just screen share. And we have software that'll go over like online hands, or we can just discuss like specific spots. But I have like 11 people basically that I work with pretty regularly, so that helped make more sense. LA, I could still play a ton of cash games in LA for sure. And I could still play a little bit of online in LA as well.
So wait, what do you mean? Like, is it illegal in LA?
It's technically, there's like 3 states in the United States where online poker is actually legal. The rest of the rest of the country, there are sites that you can play on and sort of get around like the loopholes and whatnot. And you can successfully cash out. Sometimes it'll take a week or 2 to get a check. You can withdraw via Bitcoin, which has been like the popular way to do things lately with how that shit's booming. But Nevada has its own like regulated site, WSOP.com. Plus, which is World Series of Poker.com. Plus, there's just so much more access to playing almost any size game that I want to play and almost any size tournament that I want to play at any time. But I mean, the economy had a lot to do with it. I'm able to get so much more for so much less out here. And live a lot more comfortably. I'm in such a central and less cluttered airport than dealing with LAX, which is fucking awesome. Vegas airport isn't bad to deal with whatsoever.
For sure.
And it'll directly fly me anywhere in the world that I would already be going, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, a lot of it just had to do with living alone. And then I'm only a 3.5 hour drive away from Cali, 4 hour drive away from Cali.
Short as
I'm a shorter distance, or I'm about an equal distance drive to my daughter, who lives in the Palm Desert in California.
Oh, word.
So it's basically like the same thing there.
Dope.
And this way I'm able to save more. It's more realistic for me to like work towards buying a home out here for sure.
Yeah.
Like a home out here that I can get for $250K. What are you gonna get? Like you just you laughing at that because you know what I'm saying.
Do that.
You have to even think about something. Just something in California. Yeah. You need to be thinking somewhere along the lines of $750,000 to $1 million.
Yeah.
And that's just like a starter kit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out here for $250K, I can get a 4,500 square foot home with a fucking pool with a waterfall slide, 3 bedroom, crazy. 3 bath, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and now with the Raiders coming to town, it's going to be even more booming. I think it's what I would prefer to do is buy 2 homes as my first purchase out here, you know what I'm saying? And then have one to basically make money, one to free roll the other one.
Yeah.
You know, I could live in one and then just take care of the other, either Airbnb it or do that until the market in 5 years warrants me selling it for double.
Word.
You know?
Yeah, I guess I never thought about Airbnb in Vegas because, like, you know, I'm out here for a bachelor party, so it's like
World Series of Poker.
Like, let's fucking stay on the strip, of course. Like
when I lived in Cali, me and my boys, we would always be like, we're gonna stay at the Rio for a month for World Series of Poker because it's a grind. There's 60 tournaments at the World Series of Poker, and we would probably play a schedule of like 12 to 20, something like that. 12 to 20 tournaments, but we're staying at the Rio Casino for a month. And it's like...
How much is that?
I mean, with player card and comps and shit like that, it was actually pretty fairly priced.
It's reasonable.
No question. But at the same time, you're with it. It's an all-suite hotel, so you have a living room, but you're within the confines of the hotel the entire time you're there, basically. I mean, you can drive off property, but now with Airbnb, it just makes so much more sense to just get either a house or a condo, like get your own spot. There's no reason not to. And if you're getting, you know, so you get 6 or 7 people to drop on it, and then you're paying $25 a night for 6 weeks out here. You're paying like next to nothing.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's definitely the way to do it now.
Do you like Vegas, like for the city?
I mean, I'm on the Strip on average probably 2 nights a week. I try to go down to Venetian and play on Mondays and Fridays, usually sometimes on Saturday.
Okay.
But online I'm playing like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Always Sunday, of course. That's like the big online day. Sunday for online poker has just always been tournament, like the size of tournaments as far as their guaranteed prize pools are usually 5 to 10 times bigger than like a regular day of the week. Like yesterday, there was a $500 buy-in million guaranteed prize pool. First place was like $265K.
Fuck.
Or something like that,
Is that just because people are often playing...
I mean, it's a day off for most people, at least. You know, it's a lot easier for them to play. Even on PokerStars, though. PokerStars has a Sunday Million tournament every single Sunday of the year. And it's only a $200 buy-in. But PokerStars isn't accessible to the United States because ever since what poker players know as Black Friday, which was the day that online like became illegal.
What's that? What do you mean?
Basically, the government concluded that there was they tried to basically like call PokerStars and Full Tilt Poker Ponzi schemes to begin with, which means they were just companies like siphoning player money off for their own profit, which it turned out Full Tilt was actually doing. And then they ended up getting shut down and like busted for it. But there was basically it was a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the U.S. government concluded that this was far too much untaxed money for everybody to be able to have access to. So now that's why you have regulated shit like Nevada, you have New Jersey, which is regulated, Delaware, and I think maybe one other state. Maybe Maryland is too. Jersey is actually like right now the best state in the country just for online poker. Like they have...
Jersey?
Yeah, they have... I mean, I assume there's just not too much else going on to do. But you have a lot of East Coast grinders out there, and like their volume is like 3 times what Nevada's is for the most part. Yeah,
that's crazy.
But I mean, out here you also have a lot more options to just go to a casino and play live.
Word. Isn't Atlantic Cities in Jersey?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And there's 2 or 3 places that are like pretty booming in Atlantic City. Like the Borgata, they crush at the Borgata.
Yeah.
And then there's probably one other place out there.
Word.
But other than that, you just have a ton of people playing online.
Man, I can't even imagine like when that happened. Like the community must have fucking.
Oh, bro, you had well. First of all, when the shutdown happened, the day it happened, Surge from rapmusic.com from Surge, RBBA. Shout out to Surge, long time homie. Obviously, he hits me up the morning that the shutdown happened, and I had just like 3 hours prior finished, like maybe 3 or 4 a.m. West Coast time, had just finished winning a tournament on there for like 4K, and then he messages me at like 7 a.m. my time or something like that, and he's like, yo, have you heard about this online shutdown shit? And I'm like, nah, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, online poker in the United States just became outlawed. And I'm like, nah, I just won a tournament for 4K like moments ago, hours ago, you know what I'm saying? He's like, well, like I would look into it. He sends me a screenshot and I'm like, holy shit, he might be for real. So of course I go back to the site and it's like, this site has like been seized by the federal government or something along those lines. So at the time, I had 17K frozen in this account, which it took over 2 years for me to find. There was a time where I just wrote the money off and was like, it just isn't.
You're not gonna.
It doesn't exist anymore. You know 17K? What I'm saying?
17K?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And eventually, I think a little over. It was maybe 2 years, 2.5 years that go by, and a friend who was from Canada who had played like super high volume on there and was still able to play because it's legal in Canada to play on PokerStars.
Yeah.
He hits me up and he's like, yo, I'll give you 60 something. He's like, I'll give you 60 cents on the dollar for, or basically 10K for my 17 is what he was offering. And he's like, you can just transfer it to my account is what he was saying, like to his PokerStars account.
Yeah.
Like I could go to Canada and transfer it to his account.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if you're offering that, then like you know something that I don't, or you think that like the wheels are turning, and then within a few weeks it was announced that PokerStars was like gonna reestablish themselves, and they were buying out all of even Full Tilt Poker's player debt. They were buying Full Tilt Poker just to basically remove it as like their prime competition from the market, which is crazy that like the number one company just buys the other one and just makes it obsolete.
Yeah. Jesus.
It was crazy. Damn, my lights keep. I don't even. It's because of the heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking. I there was a time where I didn't even think I was gonna get it back, but
that's so much money just to write off, man.
Especially as someone like at the time, I'm like in my early 20s or something like that. And
I feel for anybody that's.
And I was living in Monterey. Like the money meant something. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's a year's worth of rent and then some in Monterey. Like, fuck.
So you grew up in Monterey?
Yeah.
How long?
I lived in Marin County, actually, like just north, like on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Really?
I lived in Marin County until I was in 5th grade, and then we moved to Monterey because my grandma always, like my mom was born in Carmel. I was born in Carmel. My grandma always had a house there.
Yeah.
And then when I was in 5th grade, we decided to move back down there. My mom wanted to live closer to her mom as she was getting older and whatnot, and to help take care of her.
For sure.
So we always lived in like the Monterey area. My mom was a teacher, like growing up, preschool teacher. And then, I basically lived in Pacific Grove, California and Monterey until I moved to LA when I was like, 25, 26, something like that. Yeah.
Word. And then you moved to
exactly.
Vegas.
I've been living here for 3 years now. Yeah.
Word.
Lived in LA for like a couple of years.
Yeah. Monterey's awesome.
Monterey. It's beautiful. Yeah. For sure. I was just there after the reverse battle.
Oh, word?
Yeah, me and my
your lady went over there?
We stayed for a night and just chilled. Yeah,
how many times has she been there?
That was her second time there.
Yeah.
Through Monterey. We did the same thing for the Topper Battle. She loves it there.
Have you guys drove with the one?
Well, now there's only certain amounts that you can even drive it. We still have to do more of it. Okay, Big Sur, because of like the wildfires started. The wildfires shut down a large portion of the road, but then a huge amount of the Highway 1 and on the Big Sur coastline just eroded off the cliff and basically into the water.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, oh yeah. So if there's like a 40
Jesus.
or whatever it is, like a 14-mile chunk that's
gone.
Oh yeah, it's absurd.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks because that was like probably
Most beautiful drive in the country.
world, I would say.
I
Like,
agree. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
There's certain parts that you can like pick it up just south of there. I don't even know what the town is. Because I remember the first time I tried to show my lady, I was like, yo, we were cutting over through Paso Robles on the 46.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, if we could go here to the 101 or just keep driving on the 46 and we'll hop on the one where Hearst Castle is. And it's like the most beautiful drive in the world the
that's where
rest
it
of the
gets
way
insane.
up. So we do that. We go up, we see like the elephant seals and shit, which was super fucking tight.
Yeah.
And then we get to a certain point and it was like landslide, Highway 1 blocked for like the next 10 miles. So we had to backtrack back to the 101. So I couldn't
literally
take
had to
her.
like turn around.
Exactly, yeah. We couldn't go anywhere. So we had to backtrack to the 101 and then, took her from there.
Wow.
And then took her like a little bit down the Highway 1 because we stayed in Pebble Beach the first time that she came to town.
Yeah.
And so I got to take her like a long 17-mile drive, which is part of the one as well, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then I showed her Carmel Beach last time we were there, which of course is fucking
incredible.
Yeah, it's
you
so
take her
dope.
to that Eggs Benedict place.
Oh yeah, of course.
What is that place called?
First Awakening.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That place is so fucking good.
Bro, it's the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. Incredible.
She's like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm like, yo, you better watch it.
yeah, word.
Canadian. Nah.
Do you like, speaking of which, you like Montreal?
I love it, bro. It's my favorite city in Canada, for sure.
Really?
Oh, it's amazing.
Man, I
Best food in Canada, for sure, as far as selection.
Yeah?
It's just insane. You get the best of everything from any culture because it's such a culturally diverse city.
More than Toronto.
No, Toronto's like the most culturally diverse city in the world, I think. Isn't it?
It's up there. I have a running joke about that because everybody from Toronto always spouts that. That's
Talk
the most
about
culturally diverse,
diverse.
and I'm like, it's not more than New York City. Dude.
I think it actually might be.
I've looked it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's like it's 4, but
It's
like
word.
I like give them shit just because
Yeah.
they're fucking Canadians. And they hate to be ribbed.
Word.
But, I go up there. The only reason why I give them shit is because I think I've told you this story about when me and Dan went up there for World Domination 1.
Okay.
And we got a burrito, and it was like there was like iceberg lettuce in it and ketchup, and Dan's Mexican, and I was like, can you believe this fucking shit, dog? Yeah,
That's unacceptable, Canada. What are you guys doing?
And
man?
us being from like
Oh,
West
of course,
Coast,
yeah.
we're
You're
like,
always
that's
going to be biased.
blasphemy.
No, there's one Mexican spot in Montreal that, like, me. I went there last time I was there with my lady. I just got back a week ago.
Yeah.
I was just up there, and there's one spot that we go to called Tequila Bar. They run like a Taco Tuesday special and whatnot, and they're
Nice.
actually good tacos,
That's cool.
burritos. I got like a bomb shrimp burrito last
That's
time I
tight.
was there. It's the only place
that
I've had
with.
like trustworthy Mexican food in Canada, no question.
What else do you fuck with, like food wise, in Montreal?
Oh fuck! They have the best Korean spot that I've ever eaten at in my life. Yeah, a place called Ganadara, right downtown. It's like a block up from St. Catharines. If any Montreal heads, Ganadara. Yo, it's a tiny little spot. There's not even a sign above it. It's like it's a very small like establishment with no sign. They don't take reservations, and for the first 3 months that I went up there to see my lady, every time we would pass by it, there would just be a line out the door of at least like 15 people.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, we gotta find out what this place is about.
Yeah.
So one time we just went on like off hours when the line wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
We found out what it was, and it is fucking unreal.
Really?
And last time we were there, they were blasting Korean hip hop.
Hell yeah.
And fucking, I asked our waiter, I'm like, yo, do you guys ever
Dumbfounded.
play any Dumbfounded up here? And he's like, yeah. Like, you know who Dumbfounded
You're like,
is?
speaking of
And I
which,
was like, yeah.
his ass.
I'm like, yeah, that's my boy. I just told him that's my boy. I didn't want to,
Yeah.
Korean restaurant. I didn't want to, I didn't want to be like, go watch this.
Good morning, Vietnam. Right?
They're like,
awesome.
oh, really, sir? Would you still like that bulgogi ramen? Yo, best bulgogi ramen I've ever had in my entire life.
That's tight.
Fucking amazing. They have a dumpling spot downtown that's ridiculous. There's a spot called DeVille Burgers that makes like really like elaborate off the chain fucking burgers that are not only huge but like combinations of things you wouldn't suspect. Sort of like
Word.
on some Gordon Ramsay's burger type shit,
Word.
you know?
Yeah, I walked by that spot and I was like, I went there with Pete and
That's
Greg.
the spot, bro.
There's like a fucking line out the front
Yo,
door.
Il will still say to this day that that's like the best chicken he's ever eaten in his life, too. He swears by that
Yeah, he
shit.
woke up for like 10 minutes to eat that and just fall back.
Yo, I remember that. He was hella drowsy.
Yeah, that fuck.
Yo,
I'm like,
that
yo,
shit
do
was
you want to
hella
come out
funny.
to Vegas and like we'll hang out with Pete? And then he's like, yeah, sure. Slept the whole way there.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
like,
slept when he got here.
yeah, slept when he got here and then slept on the way home.
I
Like,
had like the guest mattress like inflated in here and he passed out on it.
Yeah, I'm
briefly,
like,
I remember.
I'm really glad I brought you. Like, you were
Thanks for your insight.
yeah,
Greg.
Lord, thanks for palling around with me, dog.
yeah.
That's a hell of fun.
Is your girl from Montreal?
Yeah, born and raised in Montreal, but her parents are both Italian. Like her mom's
you told
Sicilian,
me
her
where-
dad's from Calabria.
Where's
Which
that?
it's like it's Italian, but
Okay.
it's not the same as Sicilian, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I'm not trying to insult anybody. I guess when she shows this to Severio, he'll be like, "This is what it is." Yo, he's a G.
Yeah.
So Italian is first language in their household.
Okay.
And then of course she's fluent in French as well because the entire city of Montreal, I mean Quebec as a province it's a French province,
Yeah.
and they're like they were trying to be like a separatist province to begin with. They were trying to be their own thing, which is so. It's
it's hilarious.
It's fun. So you have folks that are like that up there, like the separatist mindset that are kind of dicks. But for the most part, I feel like people are super friendly in general. There's a very, especially in the spring, especially in the non-winter months, there's a very Euro feel to the city as a whole. And you have a lot of Europeans who live there and who either have a summer home there or something along those lines. It's a really fucking nice area though. Like last time I stayed there, I got an Airbnb literally sitting on the water of the St. Lawrence River. It was fucking for like $30 a night. It was fucking amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was incredible.
That's insane. That's really tight that she can speak 2 languages.
Yeah, 2 other languages.
besides
Yeah,
English.
it's very helpful
Yeah,
for
that just
sure.
makes me feel stupid.
And she's someone who enjoys to travel, and same here. So I feel like eventually,
you guys are, perfect.
when we take a world trip together or
Yeah.
something like that, she's gonna be so helpful in navigating. Because I'm so just what I took 2 years of Spanish 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. I took 4 years and I'm like, hola.
Yeah,
that's
bro, the most basic shit ever.
Yeah.
I can understand the slightest bit of Italian that she says because there's a lot of similar root words, it's a Latin language,
Yeah.
But man, she has a thing for language to begin with. She just picks things up very quickly and easily. At the spots that she's worked at in Montreal, she worked at a bar last year, and a lot of Armenians would come in there. There's a large Armenian population up there.
Yeah.
And she would pick up a lot of phrases and whatnot that she would use. So then she would just start trolling them in Albanian, not Armenian, Albanian.
Word.
Yeah, I was thinking L.A.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word. Understandable.
Yeah.
That's tight. Where would you? So if you're to rank Montreal and the big cities, because I only went there once. I interviewed Lopesci one time.
Okay, word.
Drove out there. And,
I'm gonna go up there for him and
Chrome?
Yeah, him and Chrome. It's
Who do
October
you
20th.
got?
I mean, I got Pesci because I roll.
Are they battling in French?
I roll. No, it's in English for sure.
Okay, then
Yeah,
fuck Pesci.
yeah. You know,
Fucking break.
I honestly don't even think Chrome raps in French, but I don't know.
Ooh.
I know Lowe does. Obviously,
Maybe,
he's done
yeah.
2 or 3 battles in French.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I think it's impressive to me that because English is Chrome's second language. And he had
French is his
he's
first.
he's a francophone. He's a full French dude. He's a frog for sure. But no, French is his first language.
Yeah.
And so that's impressive to me. That he can rap as well as and competitively as he does in his second language.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean obviously I've known Lowe forever, and that's the homie on some OG shit, of course.
Lowe's is better than him, man. Let's be fair.
Yeah, oh yeah, I agree for sure. I mean, it's good for Chrome to have a test like this, and whatever he battled DNA and JC in Montreal and didn't get bodied in either of those. So
But to be fair, either of them were really good.
Oh yeah, of course they weren't going full force.
So,
Man.
but what you're saying is true.
Yeah,
He didn't get bodied.
He didn't get destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's riding hella KOTD momentum. I mean, I know they want more Canadians to push, which helps for sure.
Yeah, they got really nothing right now besides Pat and Sharon.
Yeah, I mean, Pat doesn't battle that often. Even Sharon said he has 5 or 6 battles left or something like that. Thank God.
Was Sharon gonna retire?
I have no idea. Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Man,
Nah.
the thing is, I feel like you're such a testament to why that is kind of dumb to say like I'm gonna retire, because like I feel like there has been like constant like just progression with everything you've done. You know, I'm nobody's ever like, when is Pete gonna hang it up?
Yeah.
They're just like, nah, man, battle of the year, the Saurus.
Yeah.
You know, like,
fuck the bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm hella competitive. I feel like I can do it still.
Yeah.
I still have fun doing it, which is very important, of course. And I mean, as long as there's still like any type of demand, it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably realistically have like maybe like a 3-year window left or something along those lines. I mean, it's just something that I can't do forever, like no question.
Yeah.
And even now, I feel like I'm probably a little more. I'm not even a little more. I'm definitely more poker focused than battle focused. Like, no question.
Word.
Which is like it's been a definitive shift, especially over the last, I would say, like 18 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I've put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of study hours trying to like improve my game, because I mean, I know that the battle window is not going to go forever. It can't realistically. Yeah. But I mean, shit, if I could play a game and click some buttons and make a living,
a ton of money,
I'm very okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just staying ahead of the curve with that and still keeping up with battling to a degree.
Yeah.
Like there's a handful of people that if something drops of theirs, I'm going to check it out no matter what. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like you don't really have shorter than the 3. I feel like if anything, you're gonna go longer than that. Like personally,
I feel like it'll be. Probably,
you think so? Okay,
something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself better than I know you, but
I mean, I can't see myself rapping when I'm like battling still when I'm 40 or something like that. I just can't. See
I don't know, but I felt.
I mean, I know I'm kind of a child to begin with, but it's just I feel like there's gonna be a point where it's just, like Dirtbag Dan. I know that he's being half sarcastic and half serious when he says it, but when he's just like, "Yo, man, I can't just be 35 in a ring telling some 23-year-old kid that how much doper than him
sure.
I am." And I'm like, I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. I mean, I try to battle a lot of the OGs so I don't have to feel that way. You know, people who make sense, like the last handful of battles that I've done with like clips, verb, reverse, top, dudes like that. You know, shit that makes more sense.
Yeah, I feel like there might be like some underlying though, like this is like where a lot of battle rappers and like especially fans like feel like battle rap is almost something like a guilty pleasure where they're like it's like battle rap is kind of gay, but I do it.
I never felt that way. Like I've never felt on some guilty pleasure shit. I've never been like embarrassed or anything like that. You know, like
that's good.
I own it for sure,
dope.
no
that's
question.
Really
because I feel like I definitely have like a voice in the scene, and it's not something that I'm ever trying to like be on the fence about, you know, like I proudly say it when it's not something that I just like, especially at poker tables. It happens a lot getting recognized at poker tables.
Really?
Like the poker community, a lot of them follow this battle shit, and a lot of the big names in poker follow the battle shit. But at the same time, I don't sit down on the table and announce to the table that this is who I am and what I do. There was a time like back in the day, I mean probably 08, 09, 07, 08, 09, I would wear the WRC rings like when I would play at the table, which would always at least start a conversation. But I was doing it more like deliberately on some I want you to know that I'm a rapper, or ask what those are so I can tell you that I'm a rapper so that you can immediately disregard me as a card player. Because if they're, you know what I'm saying, they're immediately just going to be like, oh, it's just some rap clown who's here to throw some money around, which is awesome. I fucking love that. So when it becomes table knowledge, like I'm all for it, but I definitely now am not at the point where I just like sit down at the table and I'm like, so what's everyone do for a living? I just had a battle drop, you know what I'm saying? But 99% of tournaments that I play, live tournaments at Vegas, LA, almost anywhere that I play, one person or more either in the tourney or at my table will eventually like at a break or at some point just be like, yo man, like I just wanted to say like respect, keep doing the battle shit. And it happens so much. It's fucking awesome. Crazy. And when big names are following it, I'm just thinking like, fuck, what, like I want to find a way to somehow merge the two, because the poker industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah,
there's so much dead money floating around in there.
Yeah,
and battle rap itself would take so little in relation to what the poker economy is.
Yeah,
it would take so little to just of a little boost for the battle scene to thrive in multiple avenues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word.
So, I'm trying to find a way to make it cross. I feel like what it could take is eventually making a deep enough run in the main event or something like that to where I get ESPN time and TV coverage or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that shit is priceless.
Yeah.
And the ESPN audience, we're talking about, fucking an 8-digit audience number, maybe 9-digit audience number, something like that. It's a huge audience.
Yeah.
So just shedding that amount of light could just get one of the right people interested to be like, oh, well, hey, I can help out with this. This is a write-off for me. I can help,
Yeah, and furthermore, it's I feel like all the really famous poker players are characters. They
for
have,
sure,
huge personalities, which it's interesting.
And that's why a lot of them are interested in the battle scene too, because they like the characters that are involved.
Yeah.
They're interested in the different variables that it takes for this person to beat this person, or why someone struggles versus a particular opponent, based on their variable strengths and weaknesses, that type of shit.
Yeah.
Yo, you I remember there was one time, there's a dude, shout out to Viffer, who's a long-term high stakes cash game monster. You can see him on High Stakes Cash on the Game Show Network. Just look up Viffer versus Dwan or something like that, and you'll just see pots of this guy bluffing people for $200K. Yeah, he's an absolute savage. Older dude too. And I never knew he was a battle fan until he started following me on Twitter. And then he hits me up, DMs me one night, it was during either a blackout or a World Dom weekend. Yeah. And he was like, yo, how much are the main events getting paid for these battles? I have a big bet on this. Let me know. And I'm like, oh, word. So you guys are betting on this type of shit? Than people are getting paid. Yeah. I immediately was like, yo, I even told him, I was based on the way you're asking,
you already know.
I would take the under on whatever amount you think it is. No question,
Yeah.
And he was just well, this person's got to make between 5 and 10K, right? I think it was the night maybe Caustic and Rome battled or something like that. And he was well, Caustic and Rome, he's they're making 5 to 10K a piece or something, right? And I was like, oh no, they're not. 5 and 10K a piece. I mean, fuck. Maybe.
Yeah, but that's a lower 5. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I
would take the under.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not making 10K per battle or something like that. And that's not something to be embarrassed about. Fuck.
Yeah.
If I was making 10K a battle, I'd be fucking stoked. Are you kidding me?
The thing
that's a year's rent.
Yeah, it's not... Battle rap just isn't at that level
yet. No, not at all.
But it can be. And
there's a handful of people who have warranted, fully deserved amounts like that. Yeah. There's people who have even not deserved but gotten amounts like that. And the fact that they've gotten it has set the precedent for them to continue doing it, which is not only unfortunate but good for them for exactly.
Like Mook, remember when Mook was I got 25K to iron, and we were just that is the most mind-blowing amount anybody has gotten for a battle.
Even when he was and before that he was talking about turning down 15 and shit, which is pretty fucking savage. I mean, I personally couldn't do that because the way I look at it is it's not so much a job as something that I put in work towards, but that I have so much fun doing. I could never just turn down that amount of money for something I have fun doing that doesn't consume me or all of my time for a longer period than a week to 10 days, you know what I'm saying? And that's fucking worth it, because then I'm able to chill for a little while. And I've also always told my kid, find something that you love and make it your job, and then you'll never feel like you have to work in your life. And I feel like this is a perfect example of that. And I could never look at her and go against what I've told her for almost 12 years and be like, yo, yeah, I got offered this amount of money. And yeah, it sounds like a pretty cool amount to rap for 6 minutes. But, there's people who don't make that much on a 30-city tour.
Yeah, word. Yeah, exactly. Like, you look at how much people get paid for, like, performing. And
straight up.
But at the same time, I understand the argument. Like, you know, they're
of course.
Unique material. And
you definitely are.
The value in a lot of that.
And I'm someone who's 100% guilty of being, like, super lenient. Like, my entire battle career when it comes to shit like that, I'm never like, no, I'm putting my foot in the sand.
Yeah.
And if I don't get this, I'm not going on stage. I'm so chill. And I mean, a lot of that is I get along with everybody in the scene.
Yeah.
So I've had friendships with people who I now do business with before we ever did business together, which has its pros and cons, of course.
Sure.
But also, I'm not like at a point of struggle to where I'm gonna demand X amount out of my friends, like knowing that it's something that's not only not recoupable, but not even realistically like half recoupable.
Yeah.
And you get there's a lot of that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is.
There's a reason like it's so hard for so many people to fucking even break even on an event.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
Yeah.
All it takes is one person being like, I want 5 figures.
Yep.
And it's like, that's a significant... you know how many battles you can book for 5 figures? Fuck, man.
Word.
I could book a card successfully for 5 figures. Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, man, it's kind of funny because I just got, like, I was out in Vegas for a bachelor party, and one of the guys works for Marvel.
Okay.
And we were talking, and the funny thing is, like, we were at that, what's the pawn shop that has a show?
Oh, Pawn Stars?
Yeah.
You were at the Gold and Silver or whatever?
Like, they wanted to go there, whatever. The security guard recognized me from Ruin Your Day. He's like,
what?
Yeah, like, I was trying to bring
I need to go down there then.
Yeah, I was
fire.
I was bringing a beer in, and he was like, you can't bring that in. And I was like, oh, okay. I just walk outside.
And then he's like, avocado?
he's like, yo, you're from Ruin Your Day, right? And I'm like, yes, that's me. And then, like,
that's amazing.
The homies were like, wow, does that happen to you all the time? I'm like, fuck no, dude, that was weird. That's
tight.
The thing was, I was talking to him about it, and I feel like Marvel is in the kind of the same boat as battle rap. It's a niche culture, like being really obsessed with comic books is niche.
Yeah.
So having that community base, which is all this is like that is the selling point.
Of course.
And battle rap has yet to take advantage of that.
Oh, bro,
and I'm only like fucking dropping a fucking droplet on the iceberg of this bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, not saying I did a good job, but like, it's just engaging people and making them feel a part of it.
Of course, people they want to know more. Like they want it to be. There needs to be backstory to every character type of deal. Otherwise, like people don't want to have to create who a person is in their head 100%.
Yeah.
Like you can form your own ideas based around like what you see and hear from them, but you want to see and hear from them. You want it to be like engaging and interactive. Feel like you know that there's a reason that like 80% of fans at events call me Pete. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. like, Pete, I heard you went skydiving this week.
Yo, that was the weirdest shit ever. Yeah,
that was incredible.
That was the weirdest shit ever.
So, but did you really go skydiving? And
no, I did the stratosphere. Fucking, there's a thing outdoor. You don't hang off. It's a free fall, but you're like rappel off basically. You're like attached to a cable, but yeah, you voluntarily step off of the top of the stratosphere. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he like knew that. And,
I did that. No, it was like me and my homegirl who did it, who's like a poker dealer out here. And now she lives in Diego, but we did it. It was like it was I think the second time I ever chilled with her or something like that. This was in like 2011 or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like the second time we ever chilled, and it was like a little date type of thing. You know what I'm saying? We went out, got a bite to eat, went to Gordon Ramsay's, got a bite to eat, and then I'm like, yo, like, what do you want to do? Because we met at the poker table. She was a dealer. It's actually kind of funny how we met through battle rap. So she's dealing at the poker table. And every time she would come at the table, like we would just be like, she was a super friendly dealer. She'd be talking to the whole table, and I was cracking jokes like the entire time at the table, basically. And then so there was like a chick and her boyfriend playing side by side together, and the chick was like dissing the boyfriend constantly, like destroying him. And I was like, yo, this chick got bars though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I say that, and this dude across the table from me is like, yeah, but like, when are you gonna let him know like what's really good with the bars though? You know, and I was like, oh, for real? And he's like, you don't think I know? And he's like a black dude from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking awesome.
And he's like, much respect, man. Like we'd been playing together 2 hours. The dude hadn't said a word, and then he finally like trips up, and I was like, yo, man, much respect. So then the dealer's like, yo, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm just a battle rapper. And he's like, just a battle rapper. And I'm like, what, man? Like, you don't gotta put me on the spot like that. And he's like, yo, this dude is the dude. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of like hyped me up. Yeah. That's how she and I like got to know each other. So then we hung out one time for the rest of the World Series of Poker. I still lived in LA when this happened. This was like the first year I lived in LA. So I go back to LA, and then she and I kept talking, came back to Vegas to like meet up with her and take her out. We go to dinner, and I'm like, what do you want to do? She's like, step off the stratosphere. Like, I've wanted to do that since I moved here. I'm like, all right, like, I don't know about that, but let's go investigate the situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we go, check it out. And ended up you have to put on like basically like the parachute suit type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why it looks like I went skydiving. And then they asked, like, it comes with it. We got like whatever the group deal, like the 2 for $120 deal or whatever it was, and it comes with a photo. So we took a pic together, and then I just posted the pic, and I was like about to jump off a building, like wish me luck, you know what I'm saying? And then by the time we got home from that night, I like get back to my hotel. I'd gotten comped a room at Caesars. So we go to my hotel at Caesars. I get online, and I notice that I'm like tagged in a thread on RM. And it's that with like the picture that I had posted online, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, this is so weird. And then I even told the chick about it like the next day. Yeah. And I was like, yo, like, I don't want you to be mad creeped out by this.
The fandom.
She thought it was kind of like ridiculous. Word. You know? But I mean, at the same time, she got it because she had met me through
and
like
somebody,
you know what I'm saying?
Noticing you. Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of a trip.
Yeah, that's insane. So you get noticed a lot, like when you're
out here all the time.
Really?
Yeah. It's a regular occurrence.
Wow.
And a lot of people, it's funny, they'll be like, I didn't want to say anything, and I'm like, bro, always say something. Like, much love to all the real fans out there who see something and say something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It makes you feel great.
Oh, absolutely.
What you did, you know, it's like validating.
Yo, when I went grocery shopping just like the day after I got back from Montreal, I'm in the lunch meat section, and this kid hits the corner, and he's like, excuse me, and I'm like, yeah, man, what's good? And he's like, are you? And I'm like, yeah, bro, like, you want a picture? Before he can even say thesaurus, I'm like, yeah, man, you want a picture? And he's like, you're thesaurus, huh? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I live a block up the street, man. This is my neighborhood grocery store. It's the Smiths right down the street. Yeah. Fucking, he's just like, nuh-uh. I'm like, yeah, bro, what's cracking? And he's like, this is kind of like, we're in the meat aisle, but like, it's cool, right? And I'm like, bro, I don't care where it is. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So we just take a selfie in the fucking aisle 9 of the Smiths down the street.
Tight as hell,
it was super dope. Shout out to Kai. Hell yeah. I hope he sees this.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was hella tight. And that's the second time that at that Smiths that has happened. It happened when my lady lived out here with me for like 3 months, and she just like, she stopped working at her old job. She was like, I'm just going to paint for and come out to Vegas. I want to see how I like living out there, like, see, you know what we have to look forward to type of deal when we decide to make the move, and like see how it goes just painting full time and sort of taking a vacation. She had never not worked. She's always had fucking jobs and always been a full-time student, so this was like just her time to take off, and it was dope as fuck. And we were grocery shopping down there, just like hitting the cheese aisle, and fucking some dude's just like, yo, nuh-uh, cuz, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what's good, man? How you doing? He's like, yo, you know I'm gonna need a pic right quick, though. I was like, yeah, like, no sweat. I love that shit.
That's tight, yeah.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I obviously, like, any fan that I meet, I have zero bad face-to-face fan interactions. I have never had a fan get out of line with me in person. Yeah. People think, a lot of people, especially who haven't met me, think that I'm probably like an asshole, maybe based on like Twitter persona or you know, talkback persona or whatever. Yeah. And that's just me having fun and keeping the rebuttal sword sharp. Yeah. But I've never had a bad fan interaction in person, or even if someone's not a fan of mine, but they're a fan of the battle scene. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I remember like the first year that I lived out here, I was going to do the zip line at Fremont Street. Yeah. So I go to do the zip line. The first dude who like is getting me harnessed up and shit is just like, yo, like he puts the harness over my shoulders and he's like, damn, bud, you like probably like the most famous person I ever did this to. And I was like, oh, for real? Like, this is crazy. He's like, you know I'm gonna need a pick though, right? And I'm like, yeah, like take this harness off first though, you know what I'm saying? But then you know, we take a pick, it gets me all situated, then I go up to the top level of the shit, and the dude who gets me like strapped into the actual zip line is like a homie of John John's from Yonkers, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, who had moved to Vegas from Yonkers. It was so crazy. Like I lay down on the thing and he's just like, yo, this is crazy. And I was like, what's good, man? And he's like, you know the homie John. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, I just battled him like whatever it was a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, I know it. That's the homie from Yonkers, though. And I was like, word, that's tight. I go, yo, the dude who got me harnessed up is a battle fan, too. Like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Nuts.
Small world, man. It really is. There are, poker rooms and airports. Almost every airport that I have been in has gotten recognized. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
either
really
on
insane.
a flight or when I'm waiting or at like a food court or some shit like that. Food court all the time, no question. Shit's hella funny.
Yeah, I guess I like forget how big it really is.
Especially like any Canadian airport, it's like 99%.
Of course.
Like the KOTD brand up there, like
it's crazy.
There's people who fuck with it so heavy.
Yeah, Travis was telling me because like I was out with him and somebody noticed him. I'm like, how often does this happen to you?
Oh, bro, and it happens to him in Canada.
It's like it happens to me every time I leave the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck,
guarantee,
that's crazy.
Guarantee. In Toronto, yo, him and Gully, I guarantee.
Yeah, they're like celebrities, man.
For sure they are.
Even Pat in Nova Scotia.
Oh, for sure. He's like a star.
When I went up there to film the compliment
Sharon's a big deal in Canada, too. Like, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
People literally were like everybody was stopping Pat in the street to talk to him.
I believe
we went into a club and people recognized Roan and Marlowe. Like, I was like hanging out with them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. He's like some random fool. Like,
yo, I bet that made Marlowe's day, especially. Roan gets Roan is at Roan's well, especially with Barstool now. Hella people know Roan. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That dude is becoming like a lightweight celeb too. I love that shit. It's so tight seeing him do well. He has the perfect personality for what he's doing too. Like and yo, I want to see more. I want to see on-camera interactions of him and Michael Rappaport because yo, I fucks with Rappaport. That's my guy. He's so funny. Yo, it's hella funny. My lady has like actually become sort of cool with Rappaport just through fucking Instagram and Snap and shit. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because she used to message him back in the day and just be like, you're the best, I love you. And he would always hit her back and just be like, yo, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like mad awkward and shit. He's so hilarious though. And she did a portrait of him and sent it to him. Like just she was like, yo, I'm gonna do a painting of you and send it. And he said it was super dope.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah, it's fucking tight.
Yeah, Ron's the man. I'm really like glad with all of his success that he's getting.
He's like, really cool. Is he ever gonna battle again? I was thinking
that.
About
yeah, me too. I was kind of thinking. I think he might not battle ever again.
It would make sense if he didn't.
He's a fan though.
If he did,
I think you and him are similar with that.
Oh, as I was just gonna say, and the competitive side. Yeah. It's like he is one of those dudes who's like, nah, I'm still better than this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Roan. Like he definitely has like the inner sportsman, but who wasn't an athlete type of deal. You know?
Yeah. You know what he told me? He told me that he met me at Scribble Jam 8, which I don't remember when you won.
I feel like he told me he met me there too.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Or no, he told me he was there, but I don't think I met him. But he definitely told me he was there, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't remember that. I also, that was the first time I met Fresco too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's when you battled Fresco for the first time.
Fresco was mad different. I still am the only person who like beat Fresco in a freestyle battle, and that he even recently had said in a post that had a large part to do with why he spazzed on me so hard at fucking Back to Basics. But he even said it. He was like, yo, like that was the only he was like, I was untouchable in the Midwest, like because he was doing the Chicago shit. I forget what their freestyle tournament was called, but he won it like whatever times in a row. He couldn't be beat out there. Rides into Scribble basically thinking he's gonna win.
Yeah.
And then I beat him at Scribble, and he was just like, "Oh damn! Like there's people out here better than me."
And that battle was fucking really good too.
Yeah,
like, your pants are so tight. I see camel toe
your
twice.
pants are so tight. I see camel toe twice.
But that was a rebuttal off like Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, Passion of Christ. Yeah, because he said something about Passion of Christ. Yeah,
dude.
I was like, you said something about the Passion of Christ.
Yeah,
Your pants are so tight. I see camel toe twice.
Yeah, it's a shame
like,
that footage is coming out.
Something. It's like this stuff is no fair. He had like hella long bangs at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, this stuff is no fair. You gotta be the first person I ever battled who cuts his own hair or something like that.
Yeah.
Shit was tight.
Yeah,
Yo, he was hella smooth back then though.
Yeah,
he was well ahead of the curve of everybody who was
Yeah.
freestyling.
Yeah, I was super impressed with him because I remember when I met him, I was just like, okay, this is like some dude who's like dressed like Fall Out Boy or whatever, you know, like, and then he was awesome on stage. I was like, okay, that's fucking crazy.
He was
EK
sick.
was also dope that year.
EK killed it. EK and Awkwards, they battled for. He beat Awkwards first round, but it was. I was just gonna say it was. I'm leaning towards Awk.
Yeah, word.
Shouldn't you be playing Pie Gal right now?
Yeah.
But EK had that West Side Connection line because Awk had the West Side shirt.
Yeah. And he called Idea fake.
He did. That did happen. That did happen.
Yeah.
Yo, that was the hardest lineup ever that I have faced in a freestyle tournament in my life.
No Can Do Fresco.
It was
Kid Twist?
Sunny Bamboo, Fresco.
Oh yeah, Sunny. Sunny was dope
Sunny
that
first
year,
round,
too.
and I hit.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, it's so fucked up too, because Sunny was all like, me and him were always cool. And like I always chopped it up with him at events, and I ever since like the first time I saw him freestyle battle, I came up to him after. It was just in like a tryout at Scribble, or not a tryout, but like the prelims. If you didn't win a qualifier, basically, like the people who get in through that shit. And he destroyed it against someone. I came right up to him. I was like, yo, you're fire, bro. And he was like, good looking out. Like, I appreciate it, you know?
Yeah.
We were chopping it up like the whole day. And then fucking, like, we're two of the last people to be called. And they're just like, the Saurus versus Sunny Bamboo. And I just like, we just like look at each other and make eye contact. And I'm just like, well... there and just proceed to cook. But it goes, I battled Sunny, Fresco, Kid Twist, Tantrum, No Can Do.
Jesus.
Bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was brutal.
That's crazy.
That shit was ridiculous.
That's insane.
And then I remember shortly after that, or it was like the next year, was Grizzle 2, and I was out there for that.
Yeah.
And I'm at the hotel. I'm on the elevator. I'm on the elevator with Sunny Bamboo, Fresco, Real Deal, and Mood Swangs.
Oh, great.
And
fucking Midwest.
all four dudes that I've beaten at Scroll 2. And Sunny, like, said something about it while we were, like, on the elevator, and then I get off. I was, like, dying laughing, though, bro. You know, Sunny's like, fuck, I didn't want to say nothing, but, like... Yo, man, like I kind of feel like we should all feel a type of way about you being here.
Didn't you beat Mood Swings the same year you beat Real Deal? Scribble?
No, because Mood Swings I beat the first year I won.
Word.
Real Deal was the year I lost my voice and lost to Franco in like the final four.
Ah,
yeah,
word. That battle. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Real Deal didn't know what a Norte was when I told him he was dressed like a Norteño or something like that. He's like, bro, I didn't know what that was for like 2 years. He told me this at San Jose, like recently, because we were just calling lines to each other. Yo,
awesome.
Trev is
he is so fucking
he's
fun
such
to
a
drink
goon,
with, dude.
bro. I love Trev, bro. Such a goon. When he drinks at an event, you're gonna get laughs, stories, jokes. He's gonna hit you with like early '80s sports references.
Like the most asinine.
Oh my god!
reference.
Outside at Massacre 3, outside of Massacre 3, like me and my lady are just chilling. We had just like gotten a bite to eat at the little cafe next door. We come outside, and Trev is just slurring left and right, and fucking Mickey Fax is out there. And and he's talking. Mickey's talking to Mike P, and like Mike P's giving him props on the battle and whatnot. And we're like, yeah. And I was telling him, I'm like, yo, good shit. Like, great debut, Mickey. That was tight. Fucking, you really cooked. It's unfortunate with what Day did, but obviously when that battle drops, everybody's gonna find out why Day did what Day did, because he definitely had a reason for it, and whatever. Like, I'm indifferent to it. It's daylight, so. Yeah. But he definitely had his reasons, so that's okay. okay, I'm cool with that. Daylight always has a reason when he does some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, like, people are giving Mickey their props, Real Deal, slurring over, and fucking, and Mickey's just like, yeah, like, I need to battle someone next, like who's it gonna be? He's like, yo, Real Deal, like, why were you? He's like, I seen you made some face like standing behind Daylight during the battle when I said a certain line, and Trev's hella drunk, and he's like, oh yeah, bro, you brought the verbal machete out, and fucking, and Mickey's like, yeah, like, and Trev's like, yo, bro, I don't know, I mean, you tucked it, right? Because I'm about to say something. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get no words on my shirt from that verbal machete. And fucking, and Mickey's like half laughing and half just like, yo, that wasn't a bad line. And Trev's like, bro, verbal machete, bro. It's just like, yo.